Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez here again. It is November the 2nd, Wednesday afternoon. Yes, I've been away for nearly a week and boy, it's been fun. Okay. I sometimes will do that. I will take a whole week off and just spend it with my wife and family. And we traveled a little bit. We are back home. I have a class to attend that I teach in about half an hour, so I got to get this video out quickly. So otherwise I may not get another chance this week to do another video. So here we are. I was thinking just not long ago that I was not going to have any more source for PGI 29 cards for the Pro 1 from Canon. Well, luck just struck and rained down on me because I just received 350 individual cartridges divided up into 3 of these boxes. And down here on the floor that you cannot see, I have about another, I would say, 12 sets of cartridges there. And I still have about 22 sets plus some extra ones left, another, meaning extra cards that you can buy individually if you have the need for that. So that's good. The source is a teaching institution that does fine arts. It's an art institute, and they have Pro 1s that they use prolifically. And so they will be able to generate lots of empties for me, which I have to purchase from them, and it's not cheap. Anyway, so that alleviates that worry that I had. So I want to let you guys know that there will be plenty of these cards available. So take advantage of that. You will need them if you're going to use your Pro 1 affordably. Okay, affordably? Is that a word? Maybe not. But you know what I mean. On the cheap. So remember, Precision Colors inks, Precision Colors chips, cards from me. I provide you with a syringe and a refilling tip that has been cut at the right angle at the tip to provide you with the side ejection of the ink that is totally necessary to be able to fill these cartridges properly without any mishaps. Okay, that is about it for that. Now, secondly, here's the bad news. Overseas orders for these card sets have increased in shipping costs. I went to the post office just recently to send about 3 sets of cards to 3 different overseas addresses. And rather than they being $23 per shipment, I was charged $35 per shipment. And so the increase has been nearly $12. So I had to then add that to my cost. And so when you go to my website and try to order a set of these cards for overseas delivery, you're going to see the increase. It's $110 from $95. So I just added $10 more to the cost. And so that's still going to cost me some dollars, but it'll make it a bit more affordable to you guys. And I really understand that shipping costs sometimes can be a little bit prohibitive. But again, once you get a set of these extras, and if you take good care of them, they will last you the life of the printer. So nothing to worry about in that regard. All right, let's stop talking about that and start talking about papers. Now, if you recall, I showed you guys sets of sample packs from Hahnemuhle. And I finally cracked one of these open. And I want to get their profiles for a couple of my printers. One that I know that I use OEM inks on, and that is the 3880, and my Pro 1 from Canon. So I will download their profiles and proceed to make one print each. I have 2 of each here, so I will choose some images. I don't want to do, I think the proper test would be to go ahead and use the same image throughout the complete test. But you know what? This costs a bit of money, so I'm going to go ahead and make prints from my favorite images, 2 each, one with the 3880 and one with the Pro 1. And let's go ahead and check to see what we have here in this little collection of papers. So here are the glossy fine arts, and I think they just refer to the fact that they do have a bit of sheen to them. Fine art pearl, that's 285 grams. Fine art Barita satin, 300. Photo rag satin, 310. Photo rag Barita, $315. Photo Rag Pearl, $320. Fine Art Burita, $325. Burita Fiber Base, $350. And the heaviest of the media is Leonardo Canvas, 390 grams. So that is a heavyweight type paper. And you will very likely have to feed it through the manual feed on either the Canon Pro One or the 3880, 3800, R3000, P600. Any of those printers that have a manual feed, the P800, they will have a rear little door that you can open and do the manual feeding. That way it doesn't make that bend that could cause head strikes on your leading and trailing edges. So that's what's recommended. All right, so let's go ahead and physically look at some of these papers here. And now they're packed in stacks of 2, and they are nicely ID'd in the back of the papers themselves. And this is Hahnemuhle Fine Art Burita Satin, 300 gram. And you can see how beautiful that surface is. It's very, very fine-grained surface with just a really nice medium amount of gloss. Very nice. This should work out really well on either one of those 2 printers. I really have to expand my horizons, so to speak, because I am kind of in a rut using Epson papers, Canon papers, and at the most Red River papers. So I really have to expand my horizons and start using some of these other really high quality papers. So Fine Art Pearl. And again, this is a more pearly type surface, a little bit more granular looking, but it's not a coarse type surface, and it's got about the same amount of gloss as the previous one we just looked at. This is like watching paint dry, folks, but you guys wanted me to go ahead and talk about other papers, so here is what we are doing. Fine Art Photo Rag Satin. Now, this is a slightly more texture paper, almost has the texture of a good watercolor paper. I don't see any gloss, but this is called satin, so I suppose once I download the ICC profile, it'll tell me what settings to use, whether to use matte black or to use photo black. But we'll have to see. And then the next one here is Fine Art Photo Rag Burita. Oh, this is a lot more glossy. You can see how glossy that is. Similar surface to that very first one we just looked at. See, I forget names as soon as you tell me about them. I'm like a goldfish. I go around the bowl. By the time I make one lap, I've forgotten what I was talking about 2 seconds ago. So anyway, oh, this is lovely. Let's see what it is. Photo Rag Pearl. Beautiful. Again, there's very, very minor differences. There's not super drastic differences in surface. We'll see what the output looks like. The differences may be in the actual output. Fine Art Burita. Oh, this is nice. This is more pearly surface, very similar to a paper that I had from Innova a while back that I really did not like that much, but this is a little bit more subdued. So it's got a texture to its surface. And it reminds me of a unglossy type silver print type paper. And then we have the last 2 here that are paper, because the last 2 are actually canvas. This is nice, smooth, very smooth, medium glossy surface. Very minute texture. Burita fiber base. It's got a minor texture to the surface, but a very nice even gloss throughout. They all seem to have a slight warmth to the paper base color. And here is the blockbuster, a glossy canvas. This is going to be awesome. This is really going to be awesome when we print this. I never really work with a glossy type canvas. I always work with the matte surface type canvases. And so I could imagine that you would not have to varnish this whatsoever. All right, so that is it. That's wonderful. We're going to have a lot of fun working with these. And hopefully once I get the prints done, I will go ahead and do a show and tell. I'll pick several of my favorite images and we'll go ahead and print them all, one on each type printer, so that we can get an idea what output or how a printer reacts with a certain type of paper. And that's really the secret in printing, is the way a paper reacts with a printer and an ink set, really. So whether you're using OEM inks or whether you're using a good third-party ink like that from Precision Colors or Inkjet Mall, for instance, or Marut, you have to find a paper that gets along the best with whatever combination you are throwing at it. So nothing is going to work perfectly with everything, okay? That's not the case. Please don't expect that to ever happen. You have to find one particular combination that seems to work just fine. And I have actually found several like that. Pro 100, a basic dye ink printer with 8 colors, produces gorgeous prints on glossy, on all of these RC cheap type papers, but I never thought of using it on a higher type quality, higher cost paper like Red River, San Gabriel, and also Palo Duro. And so, yeah, the printer absolutely blows it or knocks it out of the park, as they say. The results are amazing on it. And so, yeah, that is a combination that I'm going to, from now on, stick to, okay? So it just blows away any result that I have seen from any other printer on those two particular papers. So we will see what happens here. Remember, I have an extra pack, and I might reserve that to the Pro 100. But that will have to be used with a profile that best matches it, because using the OEM profile may not be the best choice because I'm using Precision Colors inks. So again, I cannot expect Precision Colors to produce profiles for these types of expensive papers. They have a myriad of profiles, but they're usually for the more affordable type papers that most people will use. Most home hobbyists will use, not the professional printers or the printers that are, from luminous landscape type level. So that is it. When I get done with these prints, I will come back and give you a show and tell, and we will have fun looking at the results that we get. Okay, so that is it. I'm about ready to go. One more sip of coffee. I want to thank everybody. I am about that close to 4,000 subscribers. And I haven't lost subscribers lately. So that's really good. People are sticking with the program. I'm trying to provide you guys with the latest and best information that I can possibly give you, and give you the truth, whether it hurts or not. Sometimes I don't want to accept some of the truths when it comes to printing, but once the truth hits you, that's it. You have to accept it. So talk about income. The site is earning bit by bit more income every month. So pretty soon, within maybe 6 months, it'll be self-sufficient, and I will not have to subsidize it anymore. So that's good. And that will just make it more fun, because it will not be so much of a burden. So if you have gotten good information that you find valuable, remember, my support button is still there and it is active. You can just donate any amount using a credit card. It's perfectly safe, absolutely no catches, no problems whatsoever. And that gets paid into my account separately by Google. So I get the so-called AdSense earnings from the channel, which is generated by the monetization of videos. If you guys click on a little ad that pops up, that increases the revenue. So that helps. If it's something that interests you, go ahead and click on it and find out what it's about. And then you can always come back to the video and continue watching. And that will really help raise the level of revenue for the channel by just simply clicking. You don't even have to watch what it is that you're going to click on, and that works automatically that way. So again, the sources of revenue are from the video views that are monetized and contain ads, support directly through the support button, and of course, if you want to use patreon.com//jtoolman, that will work. That is a monthly support that you guys can sign up for, and I really appreciate that. And believe me, all of this money is being put to the channel. What you see here is what I am using that money for. Then I sell sets, I make a little bit more money. That money goes right back into the channel. So I don't even go out to dinner with that money. Can't do that. All right, that is that. Enough of that boring subject. So I will be back. There was a couple of subjects that I wanted to discuss, and I also going to be producing the second part of the tutorial on soft proofing, and this will be done on Adobe Lightroom. So you guys will see how soft proofing is done in Adobe Lightroom, which is very similar to the same way you do it in Photoshop. Basically, it's visual, but the way you achieve it is a little bit different. The way you enter soft proofing is a little bit different, and actually a lot easier. So again, we should have a lot of fun with that one. So thank you once again, everybody. And until the next time, as always, please subscribe, please like, and please continue sharing. And until the next time, happy printing, everyone. Bye-bye.